Alas, poor 7th edition. I knew it well, Horatio. Now with 8th edition of Warhammer 40,000 closing in upon us, I think it's time to reflect. To think about the good times before the dark days of that impronounceable warp rift that split the galaxy in half. Hi, I'm ThriceRisen, and I'm here to talk about 8th edition. So, 8th edition. It's on its way, it's imminent, it's happening. And all of these books here are going away. Well, to be fair, a lot of these other ones have already gone the way of the dinosaur, but the rest of them are going away. And we're getting a whole bevy of new books, new models, new sub-factions within factions, and a lot of people seem to have varying opinions on it. A lot of people, myself included, are overall pleased with the new edition. In fact, there's really only one outstanding complaint that I have with 8th edition. The morale phase. Why are you going to make me sacrifice more models without a save just because you did well in killing some other ones? Tell me this. Riddle me this. Tell me why I'm going to lose my models. That aside, I like 8th edition. What we've seen of it so far. And, you know, if that's the only complaint I can bring against a system, I'd say they've done pretty well. I might not be very enthusiastic about some of their other things, like their scenarios or whatever, don't seem to, light me up. But I don't have any outstanding complaints against them. I don't have something about them that I look at it and go, I don't like that. It's just, I look at it and I go, it's okay. It's alright. It's not filling me with rapturous glee. But, everything's not going to fill me with rapturous glee because I hear Slaanesh is very busy these days. So, just my ramblings of 8th, I like the shooting phase, the movement phase, the charge phase, the psychic phase. They've streamlined everything. A lot of people are saying it's like Age of Sigmar, and they are complaining about it. I don't play Age of Sigmar, so I can't say for sure one way or the other how similar they are. I've only looked at some data sheets for Age of Sigmar and glanced at the rules one time. But I like 8th. I like what they're doing. I am excited to play. Another complaint I could levy against 8th edition is the fact of it's completely killed my desire to play 40K until it drops. Because why continue to play 7th edition when all this exciting stuff for 8th edition is coming out and my stuff's going to be invalidated? And I have two friends who are just starting to learn 40K, but now they're kind of just, it's all on the back burner because 8th's coming out. Why am I going to bother learning 7th edition and getting proficient with 7th edition when 7th edition is going to be gone in about a month and a half? Fully, completely. So, yeah, that's sad because I was really getting used to playing a lot of 40K games in the house, and now it's just sort of dead. But no, I like it. I'm excited for Primaris Space Marines, mainly because I probably, from what I understand, am actually going to be able to take them with the new Imperium Index, that's what they're calling them. With the new Index that lets you sort of roll all the Space Marines together into one thing. We're getting a new Dreadnought. I've seen rumors that there's a new tank. We're getting new Sisters of Battle Space Marines with dual bolt guns, which my friend who plays Sisters is a little incensed about. So, we're getting a bunch of really cool things, and I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see the story advance, even if my beloved Space Wolves got their house wrecked. Yeah, that sucks, when your planet gets blowed up. But that aside, they're advancing the story, and, well, it is the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, so there's going to be... someone's going to have bad things happen to them. It's just what's going to happen. I've already put my name down for the new codex, or the new core rules, and the Imperium Space Marines index, and the Xenos index that has all the Eldar and Necrons in it. Now, I really wanted to order I really wanted to put my name down for the other Xenos, because of Tyranids, which my wife plays, and because and the other Imperium because of the Mechanicum and Imperial Knights, which I also really enjoy playing, and I'm slowly shifting my focus towards that. But I kind of made the decision of, I have more Space Wolves and Space Marines, so I will be able to play 8th out of the box with them, whereas I'm still building my Mechanicum forces. I have 1 unit of Scutarii Rangers, 1 unassembled box of Infiltrators and or Ruststalkers, and I have an unassembled Belisarius Call and a partially assembled Tech Nominus, so I don't really have a leg to stand on with my Mechanicum. And my Knights, well, they're pretty much just legs to stand on. So I figured, I have Space Wolves built already. I can bide my time until I have more Mechanicum or money, whichever comes first. Well, money would come first for getting the Mechanicum, but whether I decide to get more Mechanicum before I get the book, I'll probably get the book first, being realistic. But I'm excited to see what they have in the new rulebook as far as lore advancement. The rules look very concise. I'm looking forward to playing these so-called faster games that they keep saying we're going to get. There's a lot of cool tactical changes, what with the fact that independent characters are no longer independent characters. They're just characters, and they stand on their own. They don't join units anymore. That's tactically significant, because now you're going to have to learn how to screen your models properly. You're going to have to learn how to deploy your troops in such a way where your character isn't going to be exposed to enemy fire, which is bad because the characters like to give out Werther's Originals buffs and candy to all their friends nearby. In fact, my wife just picked up a copy of the miniature for Drazar because she wants to run some incubi and wreck people's faces with them, because they look like they're going to be amazing in the new edition. Although not as amazing as that Swarm Lord, which is ungodly terrifying. 48 wounds potential to deliver at AP -3. What is this? But I can't really complain because my sorry, I'm punching the tripod there. I can't really complain because my Imperial Knights have 24 wounds now, but the Swarm Lord can still kill 2 of them in a single combat, so it'll be okay. It'll be fun. I'm excited to see rhinos charging into battle, literally. I'm excited to see characters that we haven't seen in a long time on the tabletop being played, because that was one of the big focuses that they had, is making these characters more accessible. Especially with like the Phoenix Lords and the Eldar, or the Eldari, or the Ynnari, or the Drukhari, or whatever Ari thing that they are making them out to be these days. The Space Elves and kin are going to be interesting. I'm hoping we maybe get to see some of the Dark Eldar models that we haven't seen in a while, that they cut out of the Codex, and too much popular complaint. So we'll see what happens. Everything's getting shaken up, but I really appreciate the fact that they're resetting everything equally. They're no longer doing the whole, we're going to make this codex and it's going to be the best thing, and then we're going to make this codex and it's going to be the best thing. Whether they go back to that after this, remains to be seen, because they haven't stated that we're no longer doing a creep. But at least for 8th, because it's such a huge fundamental change to everything, armies would be functionally unplayable until they came out with a codex, so they're releasing everything across the board, which is pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what sort of shifts this causes, what sort of strategies arise, because certain Death Star formations aren't going to be viable anymore for obvious reasons, characters being taken out, and certain really powerful units won't be as powerful. Certain lesser units will be amazing. We're looking at you, Gene Stealers. Oh my gods, they're going to be terrifying. I'm calling this now, I foresee Swarmlord with a Trigon with Gene Stealers around the Trigon. The Trigon and the Gene Stealers are going to pop out of a hole in the ground like daisies popping out of the snow, like Huns, and then the Swarmlord's going to go, hey you, move an extra movement, and they're going to get into assault extremely rapidly, and the Gene Stealer's now benefiting from a 5-up blanketed vulnerable save, if I read that correctly. Oh, it's going to be nasty. The Tyranids can finally get into close combat, which has been their problem for many a year. Is there an assault army that can't get there, aside from just walking the long way and getting shot at? Now they can pop out of holes in the ground, now they can run extra. The changed addition of movement values. Gene Stealer's moving, I think, 8 inches, or was that Hormagaunts? I know Hormagaunts, I think, move 8. Gene Stealers, I think, also move 8. That's huge. They're going to get there a lot faster. There's the slimming down of the psychic phase, because that was one of the big complaints about 6th and 7th edition, is if you were running Psychers, or you weren't running Psychers, and the other person was doing the opposite, they kind of just sat there and twiddled their thumbs for a significant portion of the game, because the psychic phase took a while to resolve. And now it seems like it's going to be a lot faster. There's going to be a bit more interaction, perhaps. The games are going to be quicker, which lets people play more 40k. It's going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see what some of the content streamers and creators are going to do now that their games won't be an hour long, but they'll be significantly shorter, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. Maybe give them more time for commentary if they want to use the same amount of time slot. Or just make more content, or it definitely is going to make making their content a little easier, I think, just in terms of the time that it's going to take, because there's less stuff to do. But there's also going to be more time to set aside for tactical thinking, because the game is going to get a lot more tactical, and that's something I absolutely appreciate. I love being forced to think, rather than just going, this is my unit, it's going to run for your face and go, bah. Now, some units are still going to go, this is my unit that's going to run for your face and go, bah, but that's not what you're restricted to anymore. So, in summary, I'm excited about 8th. I'm really, really just eager to get my hands on it and to start playing it. I've got a decent play group here in my area, and we're going to bite off chunks of it together. And I think it's a good time to be alive for 40k. I think that Games Workshop might be turning a corner in a good way. So, but then again, I'm an optimist. I like to be optimistic about things, so I could be horribly wrong. This could be terrible. It could be the death of the game. We need to go back to metal models, as I heard one guy complaining. Whatever you think, post in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I'm personally optimistic. I personally think this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a blast to play. Well, poor choice of words, since there's no blasts anymore. Too soon, perhaps. Too soon. But, anyway, I'm ThriceRisen. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.